for you to go. Time for you to go. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Live.
Don't wanna believe it, but baby, receive it. I'm leaving, I'm gonna achieve it. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's time for a change. Gotta get out of range. Did you ride for this town? I don't want you around. 'Cause I am so over you.
And we are live. I am Michaelantonio. And I realize, guys, I'm sorry I haven't been on that much lately, live anyway. But I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that I'm safe, except, of course, for that volcano in the background. Yeah, that thing over there, this little volcano over here, yeah, I can't tell you where I am. I'm in an undisclosed location. But I can tell you that I'm okay. I think I'll be all right. As long as the climate stays the way it is, everything should be all right. I'm just kidding. So anyway, I thought I'd come on here and say hello to everybody. This, well, it's Thursday morning now, I guess. I'm just on here because everybody's probably a little bit bored, except for those of you who are already in bed. Over here, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. But welcome to everybody who's watching from all around the world, or wherever you may be right now. I don't know where you are, but, you know. Say hello, guys. Make a comment. Tell me what you're thinking. Before I go any further, I'm not going to be on too long tonight. I'm just here mainly testing out my new equipment that I'm working on. But I wanted to let you guys know that I have a website. So let me get my website here. Let me see if I can get this to work. Okay, there I am. This is my website right here, as you can see. So visit me. I'm at michaelantonio.biz. That's michaelantonio.biz. And as you can see, I've got plenty of ways on my website for you to connect with all of my various social media pages. Just to show you here, I have, this is my Twitter page, just on at Michaelantonio on Twitter. And of course, back to my wonderful, wonderful website over here. I've got some stories. I wanted to read you a story. Actually, I wanted to read you a story. And this story was very interesting. If I can find it here, it was very interesting because it kind of goes against the media narrative that they've been telling. You know, look, I wanted to say as a disclaimer before I go any further, I am not a doctor, and I don't know exactly, you know, if any of this that I'm saying can be taken as absolute, you know, medical advice on how to proceed with this issue that we're dealing with, this crisis. And I have to find this story. I have so many stories on my website that I can't quite find. Let's see here. Oh, just to let you know, Dr. Fauci, he actually said that the coronavirus shutdown actually worked. That's great. So that means that it did actually do what it was supposed to do. And if I could just find that article, I'm going to look for it. I know it was on here. And let me just see if I can find it. But it was an interesting article. The article was about New York. It was about New York. Basically, most of the cases of COVID were people who had underlying conditions. Just to let you guys know. And, of course, you know what that means. You do know what that means. So let me see if I can find that. It's really interesting. And of course, it was up there. Okay, here we go. That's New York, blah, blah, blah. So does anybody have any questions to ask? Ask away. Ask away, and I'll get to you whenever I can here. But first, let me just show you, if I can find it. Oh, and something else I wanted to say real quick here. You know, Barack Obama has been on Twitter, he's been on the Twitterverse and all over the internet, essentially undermining the president, which I think is really in poor taste. And it doesn't even matter if you agree with what he says. This is not even about what he said as far as agreeing with it or not. It's for him making it public. It's one thing if he talks within his circles, within the people that he deals with. It's one thing to tell them what he thinks, but when you go out and you talk in the public eye, when you're undermining a current president as the past president, I think that's really in poor taste, and it's something that's not, he shouldn't be doing that at all. There's no reason for him to do that. I don't know why he did it. I just don't. So, for whatever reason, I can't even find that article. That's amazing. So I'm going to go to my handy search once again. Okay, oh, here it is. I think I found it. And then it disappeared. Really? Okay, here it is. And I will show you in a momento. Un momento. Essentially, it says that nearly all New York coronavirus patients suffered underlying health issue, the study finds. That's everybody in New York. Again, this is just New York. So, you know, I can't speak for all the other states. And again, I'm certainly not a doctor, but I can tell you that in New York, the study that was done by a medical journal, it revealed that most of the people in New York City who were hospitalized due to coronavirus had one or more underlying health issues. So in other words, they already had an issue that was causing them to, whether it be a weak immune system or whatever it is, it was causing this COVID virus that got into them to, you know, essentially force them to be hospitalized because they were having a lot of problems. So that kind of tells you, I'm not trying to say that the sickness is not serious. If you get it, of course it is. Any sickness that you get can be serious. But I think it's a little bit less serious for the average person than the media has let on, has told you. And so this is what it's saying. So they say health records from 5,700 patients hospitalized within the Northwell Health System, which housed the most patients in the country throughout the pandemic, showed that 94% of patients had more than one disease other than COVID-19, according to the Journal of the American Medical Association. So essentially, over 5,700 patients being tested. Now, based on the entire population of COVID patients across the country, that's a pretty good number, and it more than likely tells us what we need to know about COVID. That yes, it can be a very bad virus, and it can be very harmful, but for the most part, it's harmful to those that are already sick. Same thing with any other type of viral infection, whether it be the flu, whatever it is. The only difference, I think, between the flu and between COVID is that COVID is a new one, which means that anybody has a better chance of getting it because it hasn't been around that much. So your immune system is not ready for it. And so, yeah, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect you one way or the other. But this is kind of good news. This kind of makes us feel better about opening up the economy again in the short term, which it will be happening in most states. They're going to be opening up the economy because I think we have to. So, if you have any questions about that, you are welcome to go ahead and definitely ask away. So, I don't see any comments right now, but I'm sure that you will in the future, guys. So, getting back to some of these articles, I thought it was very interesting. Some of the articles that I was reading that, that they're making a huge deal out of this. And yeah, it's, again, I don't want to downplay it. My heart goes out to those who have lost a loved one from this sickness. I feel very bad, and it's definitely my prayers go out to them. Absolutely. but I just want to bring some hope. I want people to have hope out there in America. We have too many people spreading negativity and bad vibes about this sickness, and I think it's really bad. I don't think we should be dealing with that at all. I don't think we should be talking about the negativity of it. Now, does that mean we don't take precautions? Of course we take precautions. But I've said this before, that if you keep the economy closed for too long, it ends up causing more deaths long term because the economy is depressed. And you get a lot more homelessness, drug abuse, suicides. A lot of bad things happen when the economy goes into a depression. We know this from history. We know this from not only just from history in general, but from the fact that some of these countries that exercise socialism and communism, people don't survive. They starve to death. They go through a lot of hell. And of course, most recently, we're talking about Venezuela. That's the big one. That tells us what we need to know about that. So, just thought you'd want to know that. And, oh, here's an article that's interesting. Dennis Rodman. You guys remember Dennis Rodman? Good old Denny? Yeah, Dennis Rodman is actually praying for Kim Jong-un after the deathbed reports. Now, I don't know exactly what's going on. Let me show you here. With Dennis Rodman as far as, I don't know if he's talked to Kim Jong-un in the recent past, maybe before his operation. Just a little bit about Kim Jong-un. He had had a lot of issues with his heart, different things like that. He was a heavy smoker, and probably didn't eat very well. Just in bad shape overall. So when he had this operation, it really messed him up. The operation didn't go well, apparently, and we don't know what's happening. But let me just read a little bit of this report to you. Dennis Rodman tells TMZ Sports he is praying for his friend Kim Jong-un to make a full recovery after reports say the North Korean leader is on his deathbed. Of course, Rodman and Jong-un go back years. He famously kicked with Kim Jong-un in 2013 and brought a bunch of NBA stars for an exhibition game in 2014. Don't you remember that? So, I think that we don't know exactly what's going on. We don't know the whole truth about this. We can't. You know how this goes. They could be lying about it. I know that some of the reports are that he's not dead, that he's not even brain dead, that he's recovering. But, the thing is, you can't really know. You can't really know until it finally happens. Eventually it'll leak out, So, I just wanted to give you that information. And that's about all for tonight. I just wanted to say hello to everybody, and please comment even if I'm not live. Let me know what kind of content you want from me here. I can also do some live shows, little bit of singing. I know people are bored through this whole situation. And of course, in some states, you're going to be quarantined a little bit longer than others. So, I don't really, I can come on here for even those people who are quarantined for a long period of time. So let me know. And it doesn't seem I'm getting a lot of stuff here. So, I want to thank you guys. Let me go back here for a second just to let you know more about my website before I go. The wrong thing. I did it the wrong thing. Why is my scene 2 in the wrong spot? Interesting. There we go. Now, again, my website, it's michaelantonio.biz, and you can go here, read a bunch of stories. I'll click on this and show you. And then also, I do sell merchandise as well, if you're interested. You can go on here and search for different products. And of course, I have all kinds of stuff. Whatever you may need, okay? But don't forget, you can join me on Twitter. Right on the sidebar, when you go to my website, you can see my banner with different websites. You can click right on the banner with the corresponding social media site that you want to go to for me, and follow me, make friends with me, whatever you want to do. Like I've got join me on Instagram. You click here now, and it kind of goes through different ones. Facebook. So please don't hesitate. I know you're seeing me on Facebook if you're watching me live right now. So I want to thank everybody for coming on today. And I will see everybody very soon. Ciao, everybody. You find something new. There's no other way to let you know it's time for you to go.